every week. So today, as all of you know, we are doing the AI Explorer series. This is our 148th AI Explorer series. So thank you each and everyone to join as well. We are also live streaming on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Twitter, where I can see hundreds of people who are joining in. So thank you everyone for joining this event. And this today's series of AI Explorer, I'm going to introduce some new concepts, and we are planning to do hands-on workshops. These are some new things that people are talking about. And just give me a minute. Just put a one in the, if you guys can hear me clearly. So on LinkedIn, Ahmed and everyone who are logging in, yeah, there is a slight delay, but don't worry. You will be able to, yeah, it just takes some time to load, but let me just give me a second. In LinkedIn, there is some technical issue, but let me just confirm. So yeah, people who are there, some ground rules for all of you. So how many of you are new to the community? Just put N in the chat if you are new to the community. Cool. Can anyone confirm if LinkedIn streaming is working, Kuldeep or anyone else? Yeah, so yes, sorry for the delay, guys, on LinkedIn. So there was some technical issues. So thank you, Ahmed, and everyone who are there on LinkedIn as well. So if you are new to the community, few ground rules, like I have told before, is keep your cameras on if you are on the platform. If you are on the Zoom, if you are on LinkedIn and any other platform, you can put your questions. I'll be share. The team will be sharing a Slido link in a couple of minutes to all the platforms that are there, and we will be taking it further. So this is the plus. I will be taking the questions. I will try to take the questions on Slido. So I'll be sharing the Slido link with all of you in the chat. The team will share it with you on LinkedIn as well, and YouTube and Twitter. So please ask your questions there. This is a introductory session. I'm just going to introduce you these topics that are there, and then we will be taking it further. So there are a lot of people who are new to the community. So what we are going to do is we are going to take your questions that are there. People who are there on LinkedIn, you can also put your questions on this thing. So now coming to today's topic, and we are also going to have the challenge discussion as well. So how many of you here had participated in the AI building application challenge that just got over? Just put C in the chat if you also participated in that specific challenge. And we'll have an open discussion. If you have any questions regarding the challenge, regarding any submissions that are there, you can also ask it. We'll be love to take that as well in the community and taking it further. So today's topic is that there are three things that a lot of, when I talk to many community members, many people, they are talking about some technologies that are there, right? So one technology that, if you can see the name of the session, is MCP. So how many of you here have heard about MCP? Just put MCP in the chat. If you have heard about MCP, just first I will ask that question, then I'll ask the second question from all of you. So this is like wherever I go, everyone is like at least talking about this topic, right? MCP. It has become like a buzzword of 2026, late 2025. They started talking about this, and now everyone like talks about MCP. And so all many of you have talked about MCP. How many of you have not heard about MCP? This is the first time you are hearing about MCP. Just put first in the chat as well, so I get an idea. So just put first in the chat if you have never heard about MCP. So that is good. So I got an idea. Thank you, Robert. Thank you, Robert, for doing this. There was some technical issues on live streaming on LinkedIn. And thank you all for joining in LinkedIn. I can see hundreds of you joining on LinkedIn. And thank you for being patient. Sometimes we are bound to be technical dependent because we are streaming on couple of platforms and the setup and all maybe takes some time, and thank you for that. So many of you have heard about MCP. Now we are going to go and I will talk about few other things that are there, right? So no one has mentioned that they have not heard about MCP. So there is no one who have typed in first. So MCP is something that everyone has talked about. Now the second thing that let me just quickly share my screen and tell you this is the session that we are speaking about, right? Yes. The first thing that everyone is talking about in 2026 and you need to learn about it is MCP, because this is something that is a not more, it's more than a buzzword right now. It has become a part and parcel of the AI engineering ecosystem. The second thing that very few people are talking about right now is skills. Skills.a. How many of you have heard about the second thing is skills? Just put skills in the chat. If you have heard about it, if you have not heard about it, just put first. So, Robert, thank you, Robert, for confirming. Thank you, Ahmed, for confirming. So, a lot of people have not heard about skills. When I told about skills, very few people have heard about skills, right? MCP has been there for 6 months, so a lot of people are talking about MCP, but skills, only three people have told one, right? So, if and everything that I'm speaking here is going to be the roadmap, and I'm going to talk about it in the future, in the month of February and March, we are going to do workshops on these topics, because these topics are not in this session. We are just exploring these sessions, right? AI, I'm just announcing these skills to you, these concepts to you, and then I'm going to announce the workshops in our AI Guild and AI Residency. So now we are gone with the days. The hype is gone right now. Now, today I'm announcing that I'm integrating these programs in our AI Guild and AI Residency program in the coming weeks. And I'm going to announce that today as well, right? Skills, many people don't know, and this is a very, very important thing, right? Because right now, every one of you understand the LLM has reached its capacity. You cannot make the LLM more smarter. Just put agree in the chat if you guys can agree. You cannot make the LLM more smarter and powerful. Just put agree if you can feel like that. If it was that case, then we could have easily have ChatGPT 5.3, Claude 5, and solving all our business problems. Most of us who are a little bit smart in this industry, who have been there, you cannot expect the LLM to be more smarter and effective. So now companies and builders are looking for different options to make the LLM smarter, cost efficient, and quicker. And that is where these technologies come into the perspective. And this is skills. And I will talk a little bit about it. And the third and the most talked about, yeah, 2 days back, one of our community members told me, Mohammed, you're not talking about Claw, you're not talking about these topics. And I was also like, oh my God, I really need to spend time and understand about this. So, how many of you here had heard about the third and the most hyped topic in the last few, I will say weeks, not even months? OpenClaw. Just put OC in the chat. If you guys have heard about OpenClaw before this call or before announcement of this particular workshop, have you heard before? So our community is smart. Our community members all are updated with these technologies that are there. Few of them are. So OpenClaw is taking things a little bit more. There is a lot of media hype about it right now. It's 2 weeks old. And these are some of the things that people are talking about. And when I was doing my research, I feel that only four people have told about OpenClaw. What about the others? We have hundreds of people online streaming on our various platforms. What about you guys? Have you heard about? If you have not heard about, just put first. Just put first if you have not heard about it. So yeah, this is something related to the malt block, malt book, clawbot. This is something related to that as well. So I will be talking about this as well. As these are the three topics that we are going to talk a little bit about. Now talking about MCP, right? MCP is not something new. MCP, can anyone tell me the full form of MCP in the chat? Yes, thank you, Robert. It is Model Context Protocol, and this is a very different way of talking to multiple tools and unifying the pathways. Before there was a problem of N into M integration. Like there were couple of integrations that were there, which was very tough to maintain. MCP unified it. So now you as a app developer or as a end user is not talking to n into m different types of tools. You are only talking to one MCP, and the MCP, the server, connects with the different tools and works together. So this is a topic that we have multiple times discussed. This is not something that we are talking for the first time in the community. So people who want to go a little bit deeper into MCP, and I was just taking out. So in we have done approximately three to four workshops in the community, and you will be getting all the recordings. So the AI residency, we are covering this in masterclass 15. So people who are in the new cohort, don't worry. When we go there, you will go deeper into it. But for the others, we have done three workshops. And if you go in our this one AI agents and AI agent mastery, which is available as a part of the AI Guild, we have done multiple videos. First, you will get a complete section of MCP here, and which defines there is a concept also called as an A2A. A2A is something that you should also know because OpenClaw is built on the concept of A2A as well. Other than this, so first, once you understand MCP is a part of the agentic AI framework. So today's topic, when I was telling build agents better, so to, if you don't understand how agents work, what is the basics of agentic AI, then these things will not matter. These are just additional tools for you to make things better. So this is like a add-on to our agentic AI whole program that we are running. And here, this is it. And also there are 5 workshops that we have done in details about this, right? I cannot cover this in 20-25 minutes, but if you really want to get into it, all the AI Guild members, and if you're not, you can get a member for a very few, say subscription model. With few dollars, you will be getting access to all these things, because it's going to take you some time to go through these in details. Like if you go here, products, and if you go to our digital files, then you will be going to outcome-based workshops. And if you just search for MCP, you will be getting. And by the way, the first MCP workshop, I think we did in early 2000 and I think August 2025. So you can see MCP, yeah, building MCP powered application from scratch. So this was one when we did. Then we have done this one. What is MCP workshop? So we have done total 3 workshops. I think we have done one more workshop, Agentic one-on-one, where we introduce MCP. So this is what is MCP. But just to quickly summarize what is an MCP for many people who want to get an idea. The purpose of this call is to introduce these three topics to you and tell you that we are planning in the coming weeks proper one additional live workshops. But I want people here to go through these videos that we have already done, because I don't want to again define MCP, tell me what is a server, what is a tool, because I don't want to spend time in talking about theory. The recordings are there, the workshops are there. We are going to go a little bit deeper into MCP and tool integration. This is one workshop that we are going to plan in the AI Guild in the next week, and where we are going a little bit deeper. So all the AI Guild members and AI residents, you are free to join, and others can also become members and join. The second workshop that we are doing is we are going to get understand about skills. When we talked about skills, and I will talk a little bit more about it. So this workshop is also going to be planned, the calendar next to next week, where we get into details. So this is a very, very important thing of how you are doing a proper prompt and adding a new extra layer for you to do proper management of all the work that is getting done. And this is a markdown file that gets added when you are doing this whole AI agentic systems. And the third one is when we talk about OpenClaw, going deeper into OpenClaw, this is a very, everyone is talking about it. This is a production style agent. So this is an, if you understand A2A, by Google. This is an advanced form of this particular thing, but it is open source. A2A is more like Google's this thing, but this is completely open source. Everything is there on GitHub. You can install into your local. You have the full code access and everything that is there. You can connect it to any LLM that you want. So now come talking about little bit about the MCP, right? When I talk about MCP, like just to define MCP before you get ready for the workshops in the coming weeks, it's like, as I was telling you, it's like in one sentence, if I want to define MCP, one sentence, like if people ask you, right? It's like we call it the USB-C type of adapter, wherein it's like that makes it's very easy to plug and play any AI app. So this is the definition of this. If you see in all the big documentation, it talks it like a USB of AI, USB of AI that makes tools plug and play very easily. You, as a developer, you don't need to care about the pip install, the version of your frameworks and all those things. The MCP server will help you do that. So, and why, if I talk about integration and why people are talking about it, because it's, first of all, it is easy compared to people who have worked in N into M type of integration where there is so many connectors. How many of you are builders here? How many of you are builders here? How many of you are Python coders here who have built projects, who have used Pinecone, used LangChain, used Google search? I just want to know from the room. So people who have done this, right? So I think few of you who are already AI residents have done this. You will be understanding the pain. So I think no one is responding. So I assume that no one of you are regularly doing it, but who are doing it will understand the pain for a developer. Like even in our AI residency, if you are not making sure your LangChain version is correct, the code will not run. Suppose you have you are working in Google Search API or some other API, there is some issue in the version, then the project does not work. So all these things have a big issue. So MCP servers takes care of all these things. It is managing all the connections and everything, and you just need to talk to one MCP server, and that MCP server is connected to various different environments like Google, Dropbox, Microsoft, whatever it is, right? And reusable tools. This is very good. Once you create that MCP servers like for Google, for Dropbox, or Microsoft, any application you built, you just connect that, you just call that particular MCP server sitting on your server, and then it really works. Cleaner debugging. You don't need to write a lot of Python code and everything. Every server is defined in a different file. You just need to call accordingly and run it. And the good thing about this is safer boundaries. You don't need to worry about all these connections, API keys, and all these concepts. The MCP server takes care about it, and you just need to know which one to call and how to call it. So the good thing about this is when you're doing this workshop, you're going to do all these things. You're going to list your tools, work with search, DB query, email, define the input schema and the output schema per tool, define error handling and fallback, and then do some logging to check the request response and error traces. So this is the plan of the workshop that we are going to do in this thing. So one simple template example, don't worry about, it's not too technical, but just to show you how it is going to work. Like if there are three tools that is connected, three different MCP servers, search, DB query, and calculator, everything will have a different input schema different output schema, failure handling, and then logging. What are the things that are going to be logging? So for each tool, when we say tool, it is the MCP tools, different MCP tools. Every tool will have its own server, and then you just need to interact with these three things, and these are the schema that is defined. So in your code, these things are going to enter, these things are going to have an output, and then you're going to do this thing. So first thing is done. And the good thing about MCP is once you do one practice, you do two times, you do three times. Initially, it looks very complicated, but once you keep doing it, it's a little bit technical side. So what I say MCP, it's not a intermediate, it's like between intermediate and advanced. So people who have not done agentic AI, have not done coding, who have not done crew AI by yourself, for you this is not going to be the path, right? You need to first use crew AI, you need to write LangChain, LangGraph, try to practice with all those things. Then you will be able to appreciate this properly, because these are little advanced topics that are there. So these are some things that you need to, for the reliability checks, timeouts, retries, fallback, validation, and rate limit. These are the four things you need to check, because every MCP, these things are very important to check the reliability and observability. Now coming to skills. Before I go to skills, uh, let me just take a 5 minute Slido break, and then we will be trying to uh, answer it. So let me just see the refresh of the question that we have. Cool. So please use the Slido link. If you don't have the Slido link, I will be taking all the questions on from the Slido, and then we will be moving to the skills part. So yeah, so when to use MCP? Thank you for this question. So once you have more than 3 to 4 connectors in your application, you have 3 to 4, tool calls that you are doing, it is getting a little bit more tough to handle. Then MCP comes into the picture. MCP is not a must-have. And what is MCP doing in simple terms? I will just give you a simple analogy that what I have seen from the industry. Everyone is using this word a lot, right? But what actually MCP is doing, like every SDK that is there, every SDK, you need to connect to a specific ecosystem. Like suppose you want to connect to Google, you want to connect to Microsoft, you want to connect to Salesforce. So before, what you used to do, guys, if you wanted to connect to these tools, what you used to do before, and even with what you used to do before, anyone in the chat, if you wanted to connect with Microsoft, Google, so you use APIs, right? You send an API request, you get an API request. There is you need to take the stress of manage what is the input and output going to happen. Is the connection secure? Now I'm sending the API call and getting some response from Himesh's Google, but that is fine. But suppose now I'm talking about enterprise. Suppose Himesh is working in company XYZ. I am OpenAI or Cloud is sending an API request to Himesh's company XYZ, and then a response is coming. Is that system secure? Is who is responsible for any issues that happen midway? Whether any data is compromised, any API keys is compromised. So what the SDK and Google are creating an MCP server that you configure your Google MCP server by giving your credentials and everything. And now, once this is set up, then the connection between Google and OpenAI is secure, and all the data transfer is happening between this. So this is one very big use case that I am seeing that is happening. It is how you are connecting one particular ecosystem with your application in a secured manner. And every company, like every SDK, like OpenAI, Anthropic, Gemini, they are creating this SDKs that are there that you need to use and connect. So that is one very good use case for building enterprise level applications. where you don't just want to use API calls and do it. So I hope you get it. That is there. Even if you go to your agent builder or your playground, you can see how you can connect an MCP. It's like a, you connect a Google search, you put the API, but here when you're connecting a Google MCP, you need to give your Google sign in, you need to select the endpoint and everything. So it's a little bit complicated, but you don't need to, develop your own MCP nowadays. Most of the use cases, you will be able to use the MCP that is already there. So it's like an add-on feature for developers that is there. So when you want secure connection, you don't want the headache of all these APIs and securities, updating the SDK's versions, then MCP is getting used. So some examples of MCP, every company, every SDK right now, they have a specific this thing. Like even if you go, let me just quickly show all of you in this chat. Once I show this, it is going to be very, very easy for all of you. So if you go to OpenAI platform, like this is what we are using. I have 30 seconds, but quickly I will show you. So this is the easiest way to see MCP in action. So suppose I'll just take its normal chat, right? In our AI residency, we discuss this a lot. So now in tools, can you see in tools? Can you all see file search, MCP server? And then I can connect my drop. Suppose I want to create Google is also very, very complicated because Google has more than two different endpoints. But Dropbox is very simple. You just go create an account, get an access. So create an account here, get an access token for Dropbox. So any data that you have, you put it on Dropbox. It's like a Google, but very simple. They have made it very simple. Put your document there, connect this particular document to your application. For any, if you want to now do RAG on this particular thing, or you want to use this in your application, you can do that. So now this is how MCP is now getting integrated. It is now just a small additional tool that you have, like in our AI residency. If you guys remember, we did function calling, we did uh, tools, we did multiple tools, one single agent, multiple agent. Now agent with one extra capability, that is the MCP server. So don't complicate things. It is just there to help us by giving a connection that I just showed you as well. Awesome. Now I will going to move to skills and skills.md. Uh, skills is .md. Can anyone tell me what is the full form of MD? MD is Markdown. Thank you, Robert. Thank you, Ahmed. So MD is Markdown. So theoretically, skills, I can just try to open. Let me just see whether I have my Claude. Okay. So can you guys see my screen? Just put S in the chat if you can see my screen, everyone. Cool. So once, if you go here, if you go to your name, your settings, this is right now available. I think the other companies have different ways of getting things done, but let me just. So here, if you go to settings, I think there is a lag. Can everyone see here in settings? I think Cloud Code Connector. It is not showing in the app. So I need to open the website. Just give me a second. Capabilities. Yes. When you go to capabilities, guys, there is something called as skills. In English word, in English, it is repeatable, customizable instructions that the Claude can follow in any chat. If you really want to go into the details, I will going to talk in the workshop, but if you don't want to join the AI guild, you can do self-learning where you will read this and it is going to explain you. You can create your own customized skills.md, but it is like a proper markdown. So how many of you have used Claude before? How many of you have used Claude before? I know there are a lot of people who love Claude, and I also see the Claude is OpenAI is very good. Microsoft is the OpenAI is the front runner in AI, but Claude is the way they do things is very engineering level, right? They do things at a very engineer level because Anthropic has been built from the mistakes of OpenAI. So I still respect Sam Altman and OpenAI for their innovation and everything, but Anthropic comes up with these new, foundational topics like Markdown. They use it a lot. So OpenAI has taken some of the learnings from there as well and integrated in their new releases. But a LLM does not understand just the difference between a headline and a normal word, right? Every one of you understand, right? If you as a human, just tell me if you see a headline and a normal word, is it equal for you when you see it on a report? Do you give more importance to a headline compared to a normal? Just put H or N in the chat. If you give more importance to the headline or you give more importance to the normal word. Like suppose the headline is like here metadata is the headline and there is one word called apply. Which one will you give more importance? So a lot of you are saying by default, everyone will go give more importance to the headline, right? But an LLM does not know whether metadata is a headline and apply is a word. It will treat metadata and apply the same. Everyone agree? Just put one in the chat if you're getting this concept. I know I'm going a little bit deeper, but I will do a complete detailed workshop. But I'm just telling you that what does Markdown do is tells the AI that this is a headline, give more importance to metadata, apply is the word, don't give importance to this so much. First, give importance to this word metadata, which is a headline. So this is a headline, right? Hash is a headline and apply is just a normal word. Similarly, brand colors, typography, and other things. So everyone clear, just put one in the chat if all of you are clear with this particular markdown. So for every task that you create a markdown like this in details and you attach it to your particular thing. So by default, there are some markdowns here that they have given, right? If you want to read this, I use something called as an algorithmic art. I use canvas design. So even if you can go, you can also read it. So they don't give you the details here. They don't give you the exact markdown here. I'm not sure if you can take this and edit it, but you can take a lot of information that is available on the this site. So they have just given a couple of examples for you to, but it has not given you this particular exactly what is the prompt that they have used inside that skills.amd. If you can see here, they have just given you the name. Create new skills, like this is a skill creator. There are around 5 or 6 examples that you can try out. We have brand guidelines. Like suppose you have a brand guideline like Apple's Anthropic's official applies Anthropic's official brand and typography. So this is it. Suppose you have a company, you can make your own brand guidelines here and you can take it. So right now I don't have a skill, but you can just click add a skill. You can also create a skill with Claude. So I will just click create a skill. So let's create a skill together. First ask me what skill should do. So you can basically use the help of Anthropic to create your own this thing. So now I will help you create a skill. So it will ask you all that. So we're going to discuss all this in the next workshop when we go in details how to create and everything, right? So, but I just wanted to show you not only talks, but also to show you how some things work, right? So now one of the good things about skills is it is very good for you to use it at an enterprise level. I gave an example of brand guidelines, writing guidelines, and all those things, and it really helps streamline. Suppose you have a team of 10 people, right, in your company. Just this is one use case why skills are very important. Suppose I have Mr. Himesh and Kuldeep and myself in a team. And everyone, when they use Claude or ChatGPT, everyone will get a very different response. But all of us are working in the same company. We have the same brand guidelines, skills.md file uploaded in our Claude or whatever we are using. And don't you think the outputs are going to be little bit more consistent, which is aligned to your company's goals? Because everyone is using different things are coming, so it becomes crazy. But this really helps in unifying your things. Example of skills, as I just showed you, live example. But when we are in the next workshop, when we are doing next week in our AI Guild and AI Residency, we'll be going a little bit deeper into how to create this and the difference between using this and not using this. And the good thing about this, you can also use this template to also generate skills. Claude will also help you. Plus, you can take these two examples that I put on the Excel in this PowerPoint for you to get a very good, create a very good skills.md file for every role, for every functionality. You need to take some time and create this and add your own skills once it is done. Right now, we are going to the third one. The third and the last one is OpenClaw. But before I go to OpenClaw, please put in your questions on Slido. I will just quickly discuss OpenClaw and then I will be taking your questions that are there. So if we are going to do one, as I told you, first workshop, we're going to do an MCP and tool integration a little bit in details. But prerequisite is I request all of you to go through the videos, a little bit theoretical videos. I don't want to repeat the theory part. Skills, I told you the benefits of skills, but now we are trying to how to create a skill and when to use it, when to switch it off, when to switch it on, what are some of the use cases of this particular thing. We will be talking about this next week. And the third one is OpenClaw. OpenClaw is something that we are going to do a series of workshops. It is not it is a little bit complicated. First, you need to understand agentic AI principles. The prerequisite to understand OpenClaw is how many of you have used Crew AI? I know the AI residents here have used Crew AI. Crew is CREW. How many of you have used or heard Crew AI? Just put C in the chat if you have used Crew AI. Awesome. Thank you, Mo. Only 1% more. Okay, thank you, Kuldeep. Thank you, Robert. Thank you, Ahmed. And thank you, all the people on LinkedIn for your amazing response. So, first, you need to know what is Crew AI because there are some words in multi agents like orchestration. You need to understand these words, orchestration. You need to understand the words, backstory, delegation. So, these are some terminologies in the agentic AI systems. Five principles of an agentic AI system, autonomous, and all those things. So once you know these things, then OpenClaw you will be able to understand it, right? So in few words, if I can just quickly summarize what is an OpenClaw, and we'll be talking a lot about this. For me also, this is something very new, OpenClaw. I just discovered it 2 days back as well. I knew about it, but I did not, I was just waiting for the hype to subsidize. But today I'm introducing this, and we will future in. So people ask me what to look forward in our AI guild, right? Because as a community, my work is to do research on 10 things and the things that are important and industry are using it, because I not only talk with you guys, right? I also talk with the industry leaders, with the builders that are there. I keep going to conferences. I keep getting invited in keynote speech. So I hear these things that people are talking about. So that I double down because there are 100 things in the market. I cannot teach you everything, and I don't want to create a noise in the AI guild platform. So these are something that I feel is very mandatory to build good AI agents. So when I talk about building better AI agents, first you need to learn how to build an AI agent. Then the better word that is coming, better word is coming from these concepts that I told you, these three new things that are there that you can do. Now someone will say, Mohammed, will Crew AI help me? Yes, for simple use cases, Crew AI and all those things are amazing. Still, I use Crew AI and I will vouch for it because there are a lot of companies who are using Crew AI and they're very happy with it. But these are some extra things that are coming in the picture, which we are going to talk about. And when one thing is OpenClaw. OpenClaw is also somewhat similar, as I was telling you. If you have heard about A2A, it is a advanced form of A2A, agent to agent communication. And it's not exactly the same. I'm just giving you some of you will argue it's completely different, but it is around the same logic that is there, right? So in this, what happens? This is an open source which is claiming to make agent building and orchestration easier. And the focus areas are you can use skills that we discussed, tool usage, workflows, reliability patterns, and structured outputs. So these are the things that you can do. So see, one thing that I wanted to also connect today's call is MCP was initially introduced by Anthropic, and then other companies started using it. Similarly, Skills was first introduced by Anthropic, but now the other platforms like Gemini, Anthropic are using it, but they are naming it a little bit differently. But OpenClaw is, but now these words have become like a industry trend. So now everyone is using this word MCP skills, and now OpenClaw framework is also using these terminologies. They are using tools, they are using LLMs to connect everything together and orchestrate different agents that are there. And multi agents are something that OpenClaw really helps integrate, orchestrate in a very good way. So this is a very good I will call it one word. It's like a very good framework that people are talking about making things easier to integrate, to connect without much hassle. So this is what we are going to do when we are going to go inside OpenAI. Why I'm talking about evaluation is building these applications are very important, but evaluations are something that is also you need to do. I am going to now talk a little bit. If you see our community LinkedIn post and everything, I am now talking a little bit about OpenClaw. You can see it is the one of the most starred GitHub repo in the last 1 month. So it is not, it is still very new to the industry, but there is a lot of talk about it in the market, and it is faster than some of the. I have not personally done used it as of now. I have just read about it but it is faster than Crew AI. There are and easier to install and integrate. In the next, after 2 to 3 weeks, we are going to start this workshop on OpenClaw. We have some theoretical documentation that we have shared in the community. I am going to make a YouTube video maybe next week explaining why OpenClaw, right? Why OpenClaw? There was a little bit news, if you guys know, there was a Clawbot. Clawbot was a company that they started, but there was some naming issue. Anthropic and this thing that they had a clash because they did not want to use the word Clawbot. So what they did is that they created they rebranded for OpenClaw. Like if you see here, this website, so the AI that actually does things. So this is, if you open this website, this is something that you will be reading. You can run it on your own machine, and there are different things that you can do it, and it can work with a lot of apps. Like we can work with WhatsApp, Telegram, and everything. And you can look at this in more details. I'm going to create more information. If you go to GitHub, GitHub is a very good resource for OpenClaw. You can see now it is one. Yesterday when I was checking, it was around 100K. Now, if you can see, it has become 182. So a lot of people are using it. You can get all the documentation here from OpenClaw, everything that you require. And I'm going to create my videos from this. So I will go through this. I will go some of the examples. And this is the good thing. Can you see the number of stars? And this is what people are talking about. Some news article told that this is one of the most highest starred GitHub in the history. This is something that people are saying. I have to check it again, but they are proudly talking about it. Can you see? In February, it was approximately 1st of February. Today is, as I speak, right? Today is 10th of February. In the last 10 days, it went from, and I was just telling you, right? 40K, not even 40K. Can anyone just tell? It's around 10K stars to 182 stars. So this is the growth. That's why it's very popular. Everyone is trying it out and doing it. And I feel that all of us should learn about this, and we are going to do a workshop, hands-on workshop very soon within the community for this particular thing that is there. So check out the GitHub page, check out some of our documentations, and then we will be doing this in the coming days as well, right? So cool. So now let me stop sharing, and I'm now going to talk a little bit about, so some of the, I'm getting some questions regarding the challenge, right? The challenge that we have done. How many of you were participating in the challenge? Just put C in the chat whether you are participating in the challenge. Cool. So we have sent the list, the final submissions to the judges, and the judges are going to share it with us on Friday. We are going to, I think, announce the, I'm not sure whether I announced the top 15 before, but I'm going to announce the top three in Sunday, February 15th, in our community meetup in Emirates Tower, near the Future Museum, the big, the wheel, giant wheel that is there in the Sheikh Zayed Road. So that is what we are going to do. So will you address the security concerns? So see, security concerns is everywhere, right? Today I attended one session. Even there is security concerns even in your WhatsApp, even in your mobile. So that is one thing that first we need to learn how the concept is working, right? Security is important, but it comes later when you are in making your application enterprise ready. Then you do the security checks. Security is there in everything that we do. We need to check, right? We do all this whenever we build an app. We check at the input layer that the most vulnerable is your system where it is about to get hacked. So you need to safeguard your applications, and it does not even matter to any tool you use, OpenClaw, Crew AI, LangGraph. Security is a completely different horizontal. I will say not it's a complete horizontal. That is a layer that you have to put in your app. That's the reason why in our challenge also we had one dedicated checkpoint for the security to check your app whether it is working fine or not. So someone is asking me about the new challenge that we have released. So right now, guys, all of you have released, been part of the building an AI application, it was like a competition between there were around 500 and I think 70 people who have registered for this challenge. So there was a competition. There was a start date from 11th, from 31st of January to 10th, 9th of February, right? 8 days, all of you built a product, all of you built a application. But now what's next? What's next? Many of you who knew about these technologies, they were able to do it, right? People who did not know anything, a lot of people tried to come to our workshops and start build applications and everything. So what we have done is we had done this type of challenge before in the community. We did a beta testing in our AI Guild community for this particular concept from AI curious to AI builder. So if you want to build an app, you can use Lovable, you can use Replit, you can build it in 1 hour, 2 hours, but you don't understand the end-to-end steps of building an application. You don't understand especially an AI application. So what we have done is all of us are curious about AI. Even I am curious about AI. Today's session was a sneak peek of curiosity. And I will be very, very honest to you. I have not tried OpenClaw, and I'm openly telling all of you, I have not tried it. I have just done basic research from the community members and my reading for one day to do this because I cannot do everything, right? I am working full-time job. I am running this community. I am running so many things, right? So all of you understand. And OpenClaw is something enterprises are never going to use. Enterprises are never going to use OpenClaw. Maybe after 1 year or something when it becomes stable. Now everyone is experimenting and playing around with these concepts. Even MCP companies are now slightly adopting to it, but still there is 3 to 4 months. Skills as well. So these are new technologies experimenting, but at enterprise level, no one is even using all these things as of now. So I really focus on things that are enterprise ready, that people learn and they are ready. Those skills are in demand in the market, right? Your companies want to hire for those skills. So that is what I focus more on. New skills are important. That's the reason why today I gave you guys a roadmap of what we are going to do in the next 2 months. This is going to be, these three skills are going to be, when I say skills, uh, capabilities. MCP is already there. We are going to drill down more on MCP, couple of more workshops. Skills, 1 or 2 workshops, and OpenCloth, 2 to 3 workshops is the plan where we'll cover these things. Now coming to the foundation. The foundation of building an application is first thing is the idea. So when we start this particular thing that I'm telling you is not time bound. Like suppose for this challenge that you see, I announced this challenge yesterday. I released this challenge yesterday. So 2:15 p.m. So I registered on this challenge as 2:15 p.m. yesterday. That is on 9th of February. So for me, day zero starts that time. The day one, the next day, like today, it was 2:15, this checkpoint open. So this is not time bound of a fixed date like you had. Many of you could not do the challenge because you are busy, you were with your family, you were sick. But this is up to you. You start your time and you end it. You are only competing with yourself and you go through this day zero, day one. So day zero starts, day one starts, and the day three, 2 days gap for you to do the exercise, to go through the video. And the good thing is you already are part, this is a part of the AI guild. So you already have AI Guild content to help you to go through these steps. So first you start with the idea template. You learn what you want to build. Like suppose you have an idea in your mind, you put the idea into paper. Then you go through this the compass part. So we go through the CPE part, compass, prototype, and evidence. So these 3 steps are entitled here. 2 documents that all of you used in the challenge. We are doubling down on those documents, especially the progress report that was there. How? Because if every one of you discussed in the last channel, so we discussed with Chirag as well, that documentation is a very important part when you build your applications. You need to document what you have done in all the different phases, like getting the data source. How ethical is your data source? How did you source it? MWS. Anyone, can you tell me the full form of MWS in the chat? MWS is not a prototype. MWS is like a something that a minimum working, you can say, system that you have created, which has a one input, one output, one wow factor, and one evidence check on paper. Then you go and start building the version 0, the first demo, the first working output. Then you add a little bit more context, logging, guardrails, and all those things. So the security part comes here. Then day 11 evaluations, which is very, very important. And then finalizing your product. So in 14 days, at least you will do one project. The plan of this is you are competing with yourself. You will learn end to end how to build a project, how to end this project. But now some of you will say that, Mohammed, I am not a coder. What should I do? So what we have tried to do is we have tried to create 2 different paths. Like if you go through this video, we have tried to create 2 different paths. When I say 2 different paths, like you can start with a no code, with an LLM path. But if you don't know, you can still start with a no code path to get an idea, like creating a quick prototype. From the prototype, using any tool, getting the code, taking the code and customizing a little bit, or even leaving it a no code. So you can start with one project with no code, low code, but you will follow the steps of this whole AI Curious to AI Builder checkpoint. And this is something that I hope I answered your question, Ahmed. This is a very, very good type of challenge because theoretical videos are gone right now. You can't just keep seeing videos. You need to do things. And this platform is giving you the capability and the ability to do it in a structured manner in 12 days. Just to motivate everyone, what we are doing is minimum 10 submissions that are when we get the minimum 10 submissions, like who complete the project in the course, because everyone will start in a different day. Then from that 10 submissions, we'll be selecting the best one who will be getting $100,000 scholarship for our CIO program that we run. But there is a, it's not that every month we can give, because suppose in 1 month only 5 people do it, then it is not going to be fair. So the team has decided minimum 10. You need to have 10 people to compete to get that. But end of the day, it is something that you are doing for yourself. So I hope I answered all the questions. There are some other questions regarding the judgment is going to come, as I told you, on Friday. We will know it, but we are going to announce it on 15th. It is going to be an offline event. People who are not in the UAE, we may not be doing a live streaming, but we will share the results in the evening or the next day. Mostly we can share it on the same day as well by a photo, but formally we will announce it on the next day. So thank you everyone for joining this. Looking forward for all of you to join. Just someone is asking me share the link of the challenge. So let me give you guys the link of the challenge. Look at the challenge. This is a very good way of continuing your journey of whatever you have done in this last few days. Continue this journey. We have taken a lot of learnings from the old challenge, put it here, and looking forward for all of you to meet you guys if you're in the UAE on Sunday. And thank you again, everyone. Have a great day.